And we're live. Everyone, happy Monday. Hope you had an awesome weekend. It was awesome to geek out with you over the weekend. And, oh, excuse me. Sorry I wasn't too available over the weekend. I had a bit of client work to do, and I'll be doing that again after the stream. But thank you so much for taking the time out to join us. I see the chat's already going on in the chat, in the conversation, so that's awesome. And we will be running Radio Eddie again today. Kind of like a Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces kind of thing on my live stream that we've been trying out for a few weeks. I think it's been going really well. And a big shout out and thank you to Nick for helping me manage that. And I want to let Nick explain to you what that is. And while Nick does that, I'm going to grab his GitHub link and share it in the chat because I know he won't do that himself.
No, I will not. So the way Radio Eddie works, provided that you are in our Discord server and have the Team Eddie role, which is assigned based on repeated activity and value brought to the community, then you can join the Radio Eddie-waiting voice channel. When I see you in that channel, I will move you over to the Radio Eddie channel where you will be live on stage with us for the stream.
Yes. Like Nick is now, right? So you don't have to have your camera on. You can just join via Discord audio and it's pretty relaxed, right? You hop on for a few minutes, say hi, ask a question, and then you can hop off and let someone else join in. Awesome. Okay, I'm dropping Nick's GitHub in the chat. Go and follow Nick. And let me just show you on my screen. And what I'm going to try and do, we had some suggestions on trying to bring people who are on Radio Eddie, kind of like their name as a shout out. I've got a really cheesy temporary solution, which you can see to that side. I've just kind of put my Discord on the side, and you can see Radio Eddie is me and Nick at the moment, but hopefully lots of you will join throughout the live stream. So on today's live stream, we are going to be reviewing your open source projects. Great way for me to learn, great way for you to learn, great way for everyone to get involved in each other's projects. And we're going to pick the oldest one first. You can follow me on GitHub as well if you want. But we're going to pick the oldest one first. And you can obviously submit your project as well. You can go to our support repo, go to issues, and hit new issue. And then you can get an invitation to the GitHub organization if you want to. But you can also review my open source link or review my resume, hit get started, and you can follow along with those. That'd be awesome. So today, I've got loads of open source reviews. If I filter by this label, we have 31 to go. So I thought we'll do another one. I know we did one last week, but I'm keen to do one today, try and catch up. And we'll go to the oldest one first. We've got 2 pages. I'd love it if we can get down to 1 page. So that'd be awesome. But lots of awesome people in the chat. Great to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. Another shout out actually I'd like to give before we get started is on an open source project, and I don't think the person is here in the chat. I see lots of great people in the chat. We've got Arnab, Nick, Lael, Saloni, I hope I pronounced that right. Who else? Galahad, which I know is a nickname. Well, please reuse your real names. It makes my life easier, but also helps people find you on across socials, LinkedIn, etc. and so forth. So just have it consistent. And we have Alan as well. Awesome to have you all here. Oh, we've got some people at top. Kartiki, always first. Anush, again, always first. Awesome to have you all here. So one project I want to shout out, I'm going to try and find the link for this, is from Karuna. Here we go. So I did have it a second ago. I've lost it now. Eddie shares. This is a great project that Karuna has started, and it's for the MLH hackathon and encouraging people to join our guild, which I think is really, really awesome. I love it how our community is really welcoming, really inclusive, but not only that, they want to encourage more people. And I think this is really good, and they've also got animations and lots of things going on. So I'm going to drop a link to this. Feel free to contribute. Feel free to raise issues and ideas, and if you haven't got time, that's fine. You can support by dropping it a star as well, because that adds support too as well. So I'm going to add a link to that. Everyone in the chat, go support that repo. Lots of collaborations going on. So already you can see it's already got 7 contributors, and it's awesome to see lots of contributors on this project. Okay, the first one we're going to do is the oldest one, like I said, 14th of January. I am like 2 months behind on this, so apologies. And I'm behind on my GitHub notifications. I know I have a video coming out on Wednesday of me going through my GitHub notifications and kind of giving you a bit behind the scenes. So hopefully that's useful and interesting to you. So open source project review, we have Harsh. Okay, let's have a look at this project. I think people have already commented on this one. Nope. Okay, it's been a quiet one. So let's have a look and give your feedback as well. Let me know what you think. What's your first impressions when you look at this repo? What do you think? It's got a description. It's got a link. I'm liking that. Like first impressions, really good. It's got topics. I think that's great. 15 stars. It shows that there are. I think like the first 5 stars are the hardest. Or maybe the first 10. But once you get into double figures, I find it's easier. Like no one wants to eat at a restaurant that's got nobody in it. So I think it's just kind of that attitude. So make your project easier to understand what it is. So a description is really, really helpful. And then, the next thing would be the README. So I like that. I need to, I'm doing a client repo that you've probably all heard me talk about. It's called Stargate. And I need to improve my README as well. So actually, we did talk last live stream about you all reviewing my project and coming onto the Radio Eddy or even leaving comments in the chat and letting me know what you think. But at the top of my README isn't that great. So suggestions, PRs, etc. are welcome. Even just issues, you still get a green square for issues. I've put a badge up here now as well. So that was from Nick's suggestion. So thank you very much for that, Nick.
Absolutely.
I'm going to drop a link to that in the chat, and then people can support, star, fork, contribute, etc. That would be welcome. But I'm going to make sure I don't forget. I did forget last time. Make sure I don't forget for people to review that and give me feedback for once. I think that would be good. So we have ViViV already coming up with some suggestions. Maybe we can pull some ideas for the site. Yes. So on Karuna's site, well, not Karuna's, on the community project that Karuna started, do go and raise ideas. And I don't know if there's a discussion link open on that. Let's have a look. There isn't, but you can raise an issue and have a discussion there, and it can always get closed if it's not going to go ahead. So don't worry, and you'll get your green square. So I think let's go to commit, and ViViV was saying inconsistent. They are using a lot of the time using the conventional commits, but not all the time. So that's interesting. You're right. It is a bit inconsistent. That can be solved with something like Husky, where it automatically checks before you do the commit locally, checks that you're following the standard. I think that'd be really good, and you can run that on the GitHub action as well to have like kind of extra checks. It's always good to have that. Extra, because you can bypass it locally with Husky. You can update the config and so forth. So you're right. Yeah, commit could be a bit better, but it's still not bad. It's still not too bad. They've got a GitHub folder, so there's obviously GitHub actions or templates running. Okay, so they've got templates. I think that looks really good. I always recommend going to the insights and going to community and just giving a kind of a quick overview. No issue template, but that's not the end of the world. So this is looking really good. So do check your projects. Do check to see how they're going in comparison as well. They have a project board, which I really like as well, although everything seems to be done. So maybe this project board needs kind of MVP is done, and they need to make another project board to show that the project's still alive. Because my first impression looking at this project board is the project is kind of archived or finished, etc. So I think that would be good. And the last commit, it was 6 months ago, so maybe the project has finished. It hasn't been marked in archive on GitHub, so we will see. Eddie, is that a green square server I see there? Green square server? I'm not sure what you mean.
They're looking at your Discord. Hey, will you? What if you click on that? Scroll down and click on the environment.
Oh, this one down here. Inactive.
Yeah, so it's not even deployed. So yeah, with no active deployment and no recent commits, I would question whether this should be archived for sure.
Yeah, they have got a Netlify, so maybe they've just removed the deployment, and this was when it was on GitHub pages potentially. Again, it would be nice for them to, I suppose, tidy that up so it's clear and there's no confusion. Is it archived? It does look like it's still alive. I've just realized what ViViV was talking about. Is it just down here, ViViV? It's the Contributing Today Discord server by the Microsoft team. That is the green square server. Well
Mine is
spotted.
right below that.
What? Yours is below that. We should move it up. I don't know. I need to organize these. None of these are organized. There we go. Yeah, I need to organize them, definitely. Lots of badges.
Hey, look at that! I got promoted.
Nice. I need to organize them. So many of those actually I'm not active in, and so I really should just kind of keep them there so people tag me. I still want to be around, but yeah, I need to kind of group them together and organize them. It's just the order that I join them in, really. So what have we got? So how's everybody doing today? So we've got more people joining. Look up in the chat, you'll see some links of the projects we're looking at. Any questions, let us know in the chat. Don't forget you can join on Radio Ready. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. But I do like the README. You know, they've got introduction, they've got their badges, they've got screenshots. Again, everyone loves screenshots. I think this is, you know, a really good project. There's a few things that could be improved, of course. I mean, even on my project, I'm hoping you all kind of pick out things that I can improve on. But this is looking really good. I do like that. The environment is a bit confusing. The last commit is a bit confusing. And the project board is a bit confusing. But apart from that, I think it looks really good. Let's leave a positive comment. I think that would be good. We will share a link to the YouTube stream as well. What should we write? Project looks really good. Reviewed on live stream. And then what did we say? So the positive things, README looks great. So then we said deployment. What was it called? Not deployment. Environments, they call it. Yeah. Deployment environments looks inactive. Project board looks complete. What else did we say? Oh, the commits could be improved, I suppose. There was another thing, and a release maybe. Taking a release is really important. So if it's 6 months ago and not many changes yet. So if anyone wants a green square, let me copy and paste this link into the chat, and you can raise an issue and say, with the items that we're listing here. So these items that we're listing, you could, for the constructive feedback one, so deployment environments looks inactive, then you could raise an issue asking the question, is it inactive? Has it been moved to Netlify? Should that be removed off the project page? Should there be a new project board? What about the releases? Creating a release stroke tag. So another issue could be created on that as well. So you can get your green squares today by contributing to these projects as well. I think otherwise everything else looks good. Not a lot to feedback because it does look really positive. So I hope you've all had a look at my project. I'm still waiting for you all to kind of give me constructive feedback. I was going to say rip the project apart, but constructive feedback is probably a more polite way to do it. Okay, I'm going to close that and then we can move on to the next one. We'll try and get through quite a few today. So how's the chat going? Nick's louder than Eddie. Oh, I better turn Nick down a bit. I don't want him to be louder than me. Okay, I've turned Nick down slightly. I had to kind of go all the way over here to, you can't see, to this device down here that I kind of got these like knobs to adjust the volume. I need to remove that and put me back. There we go. Okay, move on to the next one. Have people thought about the project that I shared? Let's have a look. Yes, if people want to create an issue, then I will share a link in the chat if you want to get your open source project reviewed. I will share a link to that and it will go to the list and we will get to it soon. It's great to see so many different projects. But Alan, thanks for that feedback, and it's good to know that I need to adjust the volumes. No project is finished. Absolutely, so true. Okay, next one. So I refresh this, last one should disappear, and then we have another one. Okay, GitHub profile, open source project. Let's have a quick look. We won't do review both, we'll review one. GitHub profile does look pretty good actually. I think with the, this is just like a Spotify plugin, every time you refresh it changes, so it's kind of, I don't feel it's like real time. Yeah, it does. Every time you refresh it changes. I don't like that myself. But let's review the project, I think. What do you all think?
I'm always a fan of reviewing project.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I see this. I haven't seen this in a long time. I see they've removed down the right-hand side. They've removed the releases, the contributors, which you can do in settings. So they've removed that. Most people don't remove it, and by default leave it there, and by default it's empty. So that's quite interesting. So it's good. So they've looked at settings and they've made some improvements. Another thing that jumps out positively is 7 days ago there was a commit, which to me shows it's active. I find it odd, I don't know if anyone else finds it odd, when you see 0 stars. I'm not saying 0 stars is bad, but I always expect to see 1, because I just feel people would start their own project. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I don't.
Don't you? Okay. Maybe it's just me. I just can't see 0.
That to me feels like, liking your own post on Twitter or something.
I do that too. What? You don't do that?
Oh, no.
Okay, just me. All right. Don't tell anyone. It'll be our secret, everybody. Okay.
Edit that part out.
Yeah. We're live, right? And I'm dying. But yeah, I'm good. Thanks for everyone's concern. Okay, so what do you all think? We'll do this one, and then I'm gonna do my project. I'm really keen to get all of your feedback on my project. I feel that I dish out a lot of constructive feedback, but I need to get some. So, and hopefully some people will jump on Radio Eddie and share some feedback as well. So let's have a look. Remember, Radio Eddie is down the side, that side, and you can get your name up there and join too. We'll come up with a more efficient way of doing that in the future. So with this one, we can see it's written in JavaScript HTML. It's got a description and topics. It's nice. It's only got 1 branch, which is fine, not the end of the world. It has no tags, so no release has been created. So I think that would definitely be a useful one to do. So I would suggest reviewed. And don't forget, everyone, you can leave comments as well on these issues and give your feedback. It's really good for people to have different feedback. And each time I raise a point here, then feel free to go raise an issue on the project to get your green square for today. Reviewed on live stream. I always put positive filming first. Looks great.
I got one.
You've got one. Okay.
I got one. I'll let you finish writing, and then why don't you take a look at their contributing.md and tell me what you think.
Oh, I'd have a look now. Now you've said that, I need to have a look. Our standards. Okay, so they've mixed, I think, the code of conduct.
Now look at their code of conduct.md and tell me what you think.
Oh, it's exactly the same. Okay, yeah, that's not great, I think. Yeah, a good point. Well spotted, Nick. So, well spotted. Let's have a look. Contributing.md and code, or is it underscore? I can't remember now. Yeah, underscore. Code of conduct md have the same contents. Contents suggest splitting. Okay, so remember, everyone, you can raise issues for these on the project. Let me share the link to the project, and you can raise issues. Get those green squares, remember? Green squares themselves aren't important, but it's the first impression people get when they look at your profile. So if you've got nice kind of green square activities, they're going to dig deeper and actually find out what you've been up to and how you've been collaborating with people and what you've been working on. So you've got to back it up. You've got to back up the green squares. So when you make an issue on a project, make sure the issue has got context. Add as much information as you can. Don't make a whole story, but write a really good issue. Write on the live stream, this was suggested, and you think this, and give your opinion. If you can add more to what I've suggested and said, then do. Maybe suggest splitting it from this section to this, and maybe actually give some suggestions. Even raise a pull request if you want, get more green squares, but at least start by raising the issue. Oh, what happened there? I don't know if everyone saw that. It was flickered very, very badly. Okay, so what else have we got? The naming conventions, seem to be consistent. Animated GIF looks pretty cool. Don't know how up to date that is. That looks good. I mean, it does look good. I don't know if issues are used. So issues aren't used and pull requests aren't used. So you could be the first one. Well, there is one pull request. You could be the first one to raise an issue on that project. So suggest using issues and pull requests is another one. But overall, you know, it doesn't look too bad. It's got recent activity, but I think it could be made more inclusive. And I think removing the contributors, because it's got one fork on the side, maybe that person's contributed, maybe they haven't. But I think I like seeing the contributors on the side. I don't think that's a good idea to remove that. Let's see, they have got a package.json. A really good tip here is if you want to get major kudos into a project, have a look at their package.json. And if they've got any scripts, okay, this one is no test specified. But if they have something like a linter or running tests, whatever it is, add it on a GitHub action, which you can do with a few lines of YAML, and the project maintainer will love you. So they do have some actions. Go on, Nick.
Here's a fun fact. You want a fun fact?
Yep, do it.
So this package.json was generated by the npm init command, and you can tell because the test script includes the exit1 code. So I apply default workflows to all of my node projects that run the lint build and test steps because I use TypeScript. And if you leave that exit1 code in there, it will throw a failure code on your workflow.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Okay. I have to check some of my projects now. Got me thinking, did I leave that in? I don't think so, but I'll check. See, lots of good tips here. So there's another issue that someone could raise on the project. So if you want the green square, you could also make the suggestion to remove that, and you just need the echo. I think that the script command just runs, and when it finishes it dies. I don't think it needs to have the exit one. So yeah, another issue, another pull request that you could make to the project. Let's make that as a suggestion. Test script does not need the exit one at the end. Okay. But yeah, recent activity looks great. You have recent activity. I can't spell activity. Oh, what's going on my computer? Recent. You have recent activity. Okay, I want to commit and close that, and I want to let you all do mine. What do you think? Are you all excited to do my project? Let's have a look. Refresh that. One less should be. Oh, not find. Okay, awesome. So, everyone, let's review my one, and don't forget you can support by dropping a star, and raising issues. So this is my one. What do you all think? What's everyone's first impression? While you're all looking, I want to catch up with the chat. Let's have a look. Got a few more people joining. Great to say hi in the chat. If you are here, do say hi in the chat. Just say hi. People can get to know you, and then when you chat in Discord, they recognize you, add value to the conversation. And asking a question is adding value. I know that I did a shorts video recently, which was based off a question I got asked. And so, yeah, it's just really, really important to ask great questions. So maybe sometime we could do some code reviews. Oh, code reviews would be good. And I could get a guest on so we can do code reviews together maybe. I think that would be quite interesting to see, two points of view on the code reviews. Lael, you do Kotlin, so I'll have to find somebody to who does Kotlin to have a look as well. But it'd be interesting to see if someone who doesn't do Kotlin, see if they can read what's going on as well. It'd be quite interesting. That's a really good idea. We should do that. And keep reminding me, because you know me, I will forget. Let's have a look. Alex, you're not late, don't worry. Oh, you're a bit late. You're about halfway or so through, but we're reviewing people's projects, and I want all of you to review my project. So if I refresh this, I'm hoping the issues go up by from 24. I'm hoping that the stars go up as well. Let me see. Yes, star went up by 1, and issues didn't. So, okay, we'll get to that. I want you to get your green squares today. This is actually a real client project. So when you raise an issue or pull request, make sure you give it your best work, because you're going to be in front of my clients, which potentially in the future could be your clients, could be your employer, where you take an internship, whatever it is. So you want to put your best work out there. It's interesting how you can stand out with just an extra 10% of effort, because most people don't make that effort. And that's one thing I love about the Eddie Hub community, is we all do that extra 10% and we all stand out, which I think is just awesome. You're all great. Our sound effect, let me see if this works. Did that work? Nick and me can't hear it, but hopefully people in the chat can hear it as well. Kartik, he's back. Awesome to have you here. Let's have a look. Who else have I missed? Hey, Tom. Minal as well here. Awesome to have you all here. I can't pronounce that name. Kushiti. I'm so sorry. You have to like fire me. I can't pronounce that. I'll have to practice. Karuna, you're here. We weren't reviewing your project. That's wrong. But we were shouting out your awesome project, and hopefully you got some more stars. Shall we check? Let's see if you got some more stars on your project. I love community projects when loads of people are collaborating on them as well. This is great. Only 8 stars on this project. Come on, everyone. Let's get it to at least to double figures. I'm gonna share it again in the chat. Don't forget, you can raise some issues. You can raise pull requests, and if you want to support and you haven't got time to raise issues or pull requests, then just give the project a star. This looks awesome, this project. It has screenshots, it has step-by-step guides, and it has animations as well. So lots of awesome stuff going on. I've seen people collaborating in the MLH channel in our Discord server, and it's been awesome. Look, 7 contributors already, and it's deployed too. We haven't got a link to it though. It's deployed, but we haven't got a link. Let me see if I click on that. View deployment. Yay. So that's cool. Awesome. So yes, one bit of feedback. If someone wants to raise an issue on the repo, get a green square, it would be really good if the link could be added to the settings in the project. So raise an issue and get your green square. Let's have a look. Loads of people joining. Awesome to have you all here. Yes, you're all saying hi now. So it's great. Now we can see you're here. We can say hi. So we've got Saloni, Kumal, Harshit's here, Prathamesh. Awesome. Ayush. Yay. Oh, you're telling me how to pronounce your name. Awesome. Shitij. Shitij? Is that better? I can't really read either. So I'm sorry. It's not you. It is me. It really is. I've got my wife's name wrong after 20 years still. It's Sarah, but I say Sarah. I say it with a H at the end, but it doesn't have a H. So, yeah, it's definitely me. Definitely me. More DevOps soon. Alexander? Is that pronounced correctly? Oh my God, I'm so bad. Yes, so we can do more DevOps stuff, and I can really show an example of automation. I know we're doing reviews, but I think it's really important. 23, thank you all. That's awesome. But automate everything. One thing we do on this project, if you notice, I've got this is my client project that I mentioned before, which we might move into the community organization soon as well. But look, releases are automatically generated with a number and also a change log, which I think is really cool. You should definitely do that on your projects. So you can see these are bug fixtures, so it bounces the build number at the end. But then for a minor, which is the second digit, you have features in there as well, and these link to the commits and issues and so forth, which is awesome. We have packages, and we also have who uses the project, and we have 11 contributors, and we have the deployed environment. And deployed environment is the documentation at the moment. And we have a link up here as well. So we automate everything, and it's so easy to do it that I want all of you to automate your stuff. So you can see we create a change log, we get statistics created, we deploy our docs, we import labels. Like this is kudos to Nick for making me aware of these labels, which is an open source label standard, but you don't have to type all these in. What we do is we have a JSON file, and if there's any changes in the JSON file, it automatically loads them into the project. And it's really, really straightforward. You've got import labels, and various other things as well. And let me just show you how straightforward it is to import the labels. So you can actually, as of now, or even for another project that you want to contribute to, I put it in a docs folder. I probably need to move that to a data folder, but bear with me. Maybe someone can raise an issue for that on the project. But if I go to labels.json, these are the labels. So you could actually just literally copy this file and put it into your project. And then to actually get it to load into the labels, is you go to .github, you go to workflows, and you go to the labels.yaml, and this is all you need. So if this is the path of the file, so if the JSON file changes, it will trigger this action as workflow. And then this is just setting up the node environment. we install the dependencies, and then if it's in the main branch, we only want it to happen in main, because up here, if you put multiple options, it's an or rather than and. We want it to be an and. What we do is we delete all the labels and we re-import them from the JSON file, and that's it. And this secrets token already exists. You don't even need to create a token. You don't need to add it to your secret. So you could just copy and paste this and just update the path for your project, and then you'll have these labels, and then you can use them too, which is just awesome. Look, you can really understand what is going on, the priority, and I actually have these on a project board as well. And we have points as well, because we pointed out on the live stream with all of you too. So yeah, automate everything, everyone. Hopefully that sounds interesting, but we will be doing more in the future on that. So what comments do we have on how I can improve my project? Should I scroll down a bit and so people can see the README? That definitely needs some improvement. I did have some suggestion. I think it was from Tom, suggested moving the technologies in the quick start from the bottom to the top, and I've moved that. So that is an improvement that I did, I think yesterday, or day before yesterday. Let's have a look. What else have we got in the chat? Rohan, I don't know why Nightbot is not liking your messages, so apologies for that. We can't override that, but for some reason Nightbot doesn't like your messages. But there's nothing wrong with your messages. Let's have a look. Everyone's saying hi in the chat. I love that. Say hi to me, say hi to Nick, say hi to other people in the chat. Do collaborate. Remember, it's collaboration first, code second, and that goes for everything. That's if you're on a YouTube live chat, that's if in your Discord, that's if you're on GitHub, social media. Collaborate with other people. People will remember your name, so when you do need help with something or have a question, they're more likely to help you because they think, oh, that person, they were nice, they helped me, they added value to the conversation, I'm going to help them. And so it's important to do that. So definitely, ask people questions and answer their questions as well. Encountered your first merge conflict, Karuna. It happens. Don't worry. It happens to all of us. So you just need to work through it, and hopefully it wasn't too bad. That's why keeping pull requests really small is really important, because then the conflicts end up being like really small, like one line. It's really clear. Nothing worse than having like 10 lines conflict with another 10 lines, and you're trying to figure out what is going on. Hey Jay, nice to have you here. Adisha, how do you automatically generate the changelog? Haha. Nice question. Great question, actually. It's generated from the commit. So in your commit, you use the conventional commit style. And so you use docs at the beginning, chore, feature, fix, docs, etc., and so on. I recommend using Husky locally, so therefore it checks this. And I do have a video on that, I think, on my second channel as a YouTube short, so just a 1-minute video. And then you have a GitHub action that kind of generates that, and it knows the changes from last time, so therefore it knows where it is. By the way, everyone, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. And then the changelog, you can, I think, just copy and paste this entire thing. Triggers on the main branch, you can copy and paste that. Runs on Ubuntu, copy and paste that. Checks out the code, copy and paste that. Copy and paste this, exactly the same. We're using this third-party changelog. Changelog release, you will need to create a token for this, because actually you won't. Only if you have a second action running afterwards do you need to create its own token. Otherwise you can use a default token. And then you can copy and paste this as well. Literally you can copy and paste this entire file, just change the token to be the default one. You won't need a custom one like this. But hopefully that helps, and hopefully encourages everybody to get that changelog created. It will create a release, and it will create the changelog in the release for you. It just looks super professional. When you go to a project, what do you see? You think, oh, this looks great, looks professional, looks automated. You're more likely to contribute it and get involved. So I think you can do the same quite easily for all your projects as well. I'm gonna catch up with the chat in a minute, and then we're gonna get back to reviewing your projects. No one's said anything constructive about my project yet, so hopefully people have raised some issues. Let me refresh again. No more issues. Okay, maybe you're a bit nervous. Don't worry, I can take it. You can all give me some feedback on it. Chat's going really fast, which I love, but I might miss some things. If I do miss it, I'm sorry. Copy and paste it back in.
See, nobody's making issues because they're all too busy chatting here.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. As long as you're all collaborating with each other, that's what I want to kind of encourage, that you all collaborate with each other. So awesome. Let's get back to reviewing projects then, and forget about my project for the moment. Okay. So the next person on the project was Ashutosh. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If you're here, I'm really sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. And here we have an open source project. Okay, let's have a look. What do you all think? Let me share it in the chat. Oh, 70 stars. Okay, it's looking good. Almost near triple figures. That's really good. 2 projects. I like that. That's kind of, you know, the numbers I see. Issues 5, pull request 1. Seems like it's alive. 6 days ago, last commit again. I'm liking that. It's got a link. Let's have a quick peek at the link and see.
I'm very excited to see that there's a green check mark next to that last commit.
Yeah, that's true. That means GitHub Action's running, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, this is looking really good, right? See how excited I get, or how excited we all get when we look at a project that's got, you know, a green check. It's got a link to see what the demo looks like. Hopefully it has some screenshots in the README. That looks like a really good README. It's got a table of contents. I probably need to do that for mine too. If someone can raise an issue on the Stargate project and say, add a table of contents. I love this. See how excited I am. See how excited Nick is. How excited you all are. That's how you get the stars. People ask, how do I get more stars in my project? Get people excited about it. And it's not about spamming your project in loads of Discords and loads of socials. It's about making it look like a real project, that you care about your project. Like if you were driving your car and you were going to pick up some friends and you want people to get excited about your car, you're going to wash it, you're going to hoover it, you're going to make it clean. Doesn't matter how old or new the car is. If it looks like shiny and looks clean and nice and welcoming, people are going to want to kind of get in your car and be seen with it. If it's muddy and there's like, I don't know, food packages everywhere in your car, they're not going to want to get into it and they're not going to want to be seen with it. So it's kind of like that. I'm not very good at these analogies, but hopefully that makes sense. Let's have a look. So this is a TypeScript project. I haven't seen this before. __ test __. Isn't that like a Python thing?
Yeah, I think so.
So interesting. For a TypeScript project.
That's not the syntax I would use. For TypeScript, all of my tests end in .spec.ts.
Yeah, so that's I haven't seen that style in a TypeScript project. So that's
Me neither.
That's interesting. Okay, first things first, let's go to insights. Let's have a look. Community. Green ticks all round. We love our green squares and our green ticks, so we're all very happy. Awesome, we've got almost 50 people watching. Awesome to have you all here. Don't forget to say hi in the chat. Go network with people, grow your network, and that's how you can get more stars and more followers and all the rest, and add value to the conversation. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. 6 contributors to this project. Okay, nice. Looking good. Let's have a look. Oh, I thought one more thing how you can grow your network and get more stars on your project. Take a screenshot of this live stream and tag me, and I'll like it. But if you want me to reshare it, add a tip or something takeaway that you've learned from the live stream, something of fun you had. Like add value to that post with the screenshot, and then I'll reshare it, because then my network can see what they missed out on, and then my network can also learn about you and discover you and the awesome stuff you're doing as well too. I love this. I love this README. Like this is great. I think it's really good. I need to take some tips from this. I really, really like it. Well done. I like this as well. Made with love and TypeScript. I actually might add that. Can someone do me a favor? Get green square on the Stargate project. Can you raise an issue to say, I don't know what you would call this. Like, I'd love to say, made with love with TypeScript, Discord bot, and I don't know, Stargate or something. But just raise it, just put, I don't know, an ending strapline, made with love with, and just put ... And I can fill that in later on. But I love that idea. I think that's really good. And then a table of contents. If someone can add to my project, add a table of contents, I think that would be really good. I think that will definitely make my project get better.
I got the table of contents issue.
You've done it already, Nick. You have loads of green squares.
I had some thoughts I had to share on that one.
So okay, awesome.
Make sure I got in there.
Okay, cool. Oh, I didn't mean to open a new tab. I meant to refresh. We have 26, 2 new issues. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. And well done with those green squares. Okay, so what else do we say about this project? Let's have a look. We've got 62 people watching, but only 33 likes. Give this video a thumbs up, everyone. It really helps support me. I'll appreciate it. And don't forget to submit your projects for review in the future as well. So next thing, so 6 days ago, I think it's really good, really active. I mean, this project is actually really good. The only thing I would probably say is the commit history. Like they're missing out on the automation in terms of the releases, and the change log, because they haven't got that. And they've removed the releases from the side as well. So that's probably some constructive feedback I could give. But the project looks really good. No tags, few branches. Let's have a look at the issues. They've got some pinned issues. I always forget to pin issues. Another issue that someone can raise in my project, please remind me to pin an issue. I think that's a really good idea as well. So if someone can remind me on the Stargate project, I will pin an issue as well. They're using labels, which is good. These are the labels I think they're generated by default on GitHub. I've added some more because I've got 15. I think it's like 9 that get created by default. So that's good. Pull requests. This was open a long time ago. So it's probably like 2 months ago. So is the pull request? Hey, it's by Mikey in our community. Awesome. And we've had Alex join Radio Eddie. Alex, how you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. So yeah, the first person on Radio Eddie today. Thank you so much for joining. How is your day going?
It's been pretty well. I have made some preparations of my own for starting a new open source project. But,
awesome.
But I'm not ready to share it yet. But when I am, I'll sure do.
Open source projects are always ready to share. Even as you just create the repo, that's ready to share.
That's the thing. I'm not. I'm on the idea side of the project.
Got you. You can still create the repo and start doing issues. You know where I'm going with this. This is me, right? I'm always gonna say make it open source.
Make it open source, make the issues, start your GitHub project for version 1 prototype, and can ban out those user stories.
Yes! Nick knows what we're talking about. Love it. Thank you, Nick. Yeah. Okay, Alex, tomorrow we're going to check up on you.
Okay.
But now you can get back at me, actually. Let's just take a break from this project for a second. Jump back to the Stargate project, which is a real-life client project. Can you give me some feedback on this? And just give it to me straight up. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't make it sweet. Just tell me, what improvements would you make to this project? Like, when you look at it for the first time. Should I share it on Discord, actually? I probably should share it on Discord so you can see.
I'll open it here on my side.
Okay. And everyone in the chat, give a shout out to Alex to say well done for coming on Radio Eddie, the first person to come on Radio Eddie. So for today, so everyone say hi to Alex and do a shout out. And while Alex is going to look at that project, I want to catch up with the chat. Tom, almost 70, yeah. I mean, that's like a victory sound effect. I mean, that's just epic. I think that's the most concurrent viewers I've had. So thank you all for being here and supporting. I love that. It's amazing. Karuna's right. Hit that like button. We're at 44 likes. We should be having 100 likes by now. But yeah, thank you all. Nick is right. Husky can be bypassed. There's a downside. Husky's great, but some developers, and I've heard this even recently, do try and bypass it to be smart. And it's not hard to write a decent commit, so you shouldn't really be bypassing it. But yeah, the GitHub action is just that extra level check, which is really, really important. Hopefully I haven't missed too much in the chat. Sorry, Nick?
And I specifically don't run my test step on Husky. I think that's actually a very bad practice to follow.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because if I'm expanding a feature or changing a feature, or if I'm making any change that breaks the tests, I want that feature to be on one commit and I want the tests to be on another commit. And Husky won't let you do that if it's expecting the tests to pass on every commit.
Okay, I'm different, but I suppose everyone has a different way of working. See, I would prefer the test to pass on every commit. I would do the tests with that commit. But you can still squash it. It's not the end of the world, right? Because if it's in a branch and a pull request, you can still, when it gets merged in, it's all together anyway. So there are just different ways of working, I suppose.
There are. I like granularity of commits. I don't squash my commits into my main branch either, because I like to be able to, if a feature breaks, I can open it up in VS Code and I can see exactly what commit last touched that feature, and then view the commit history and see what I was working on and trace it back to where the feature broke down.
Sure. I think, whatever works for people's projects, I think we've got kind of a rough understanding of kind of good, I don't want to say best practices, good practices, but then we do change things slightly to suit our workflow or what we're doing in our project. So I think it's, whatever works to keep that quality high, I think is important.
Absolutely.
And I love to see we've got 30 issues now. So we've just gone up, I think, by 6 issues. There are some duplicates, that's fine. I've seen other people in the past add value to the project by mentioning duplicate issues in the comments so they can be linked together. So again, remember, it's all about adding value. And we'll go through these later on. So Alex, hit me up with it. How bad is my project?
It's fine. I think the one thing that I spotted is that the phase details, phase 1, phase 2, are too low in the README. And what I would do, I would probably move them to another Markdown file and link like a folder of Markdowns, phase 1 MD, phase 2 MD, and so on.
Nice.
And,
I like that.
Link this folder in the README.
I like that.
That's awesome. I really like that. I think in parallel with that, each of these phase 1 maps, phase 1 goals should really be mapped into user stories and Kanban on a project.
That's true. We do have. You're right. I could do that a lot better. I think it's because it's the ones below in the README are higher level. So I think that's why I haven't kind of mapped it onto a Kanban board. But it's something that could be done in the future. Maybe I can get them a bit closer together. Projects at the beginning are never kind of perfect, but hopefully we can get in the groove. But I love that. We've got a docs folder already, and that gets deployed out to GitHub Pages on an action. So we do have this. So you're right. We could make the README smaller and move a lot of that into its own subfolder in the docs. Love that. So who's going to raise the issue? Let's get them a green square. Who in the chat hasn't got a green square for today? Let me know in the chat if you haven't got a green square, and raise that issue. Let's get you the green squares for today. Alex, I think that's a really good suggestion. I like that. I'm going to do that probably tonight or tomorrow. Or someone else in the chat someone else in the community can actually submit a pull request for that. But raise the issue first, everyone. Definitely raise the issue first. Tags. Nitesh, is that for my project or was that for the other one? I'm a bit slow on the chat, so my bad. I have tags and releases on mine. I'm guessing you're talking about this one. Yeah, no tags on that one. Okay, that's awesome. That's definitely an improvement. So if every day or every live stream I can make an improvement to this Stargate project, then that's really good. And anyone else who has recently joined, don't forget to raise an issue if you do get an idea on this project, and we'll keep improving it all together. Okay, enough about my project. Back to the community projects. We have this project. Let's have a look. So with tags was one. I should be making notes. I'm doing really bad. But as you can see, which was what I really like, this is 698. 698 is at the bottom. It's already got 10 comments from people, which I think is really great. So by submitting your project, I think it's really good that people have already, here's Mikey again, have already started putting in comments, which I think is brilliant. So improvements can be made all the time, and you get different points of views and perspectives. So hopefully these changes have already been made. So what we're reviewing now is like the latest changes. So hopefully that's good. So great project. Reviewed on a live stream. I'll put the link in there, and then I should really say live stream. Some of our feedback, some of the Eddie Hub feedback. Right, we're doing this all together. Eddie Hub feedback.
So, I'm either jumping ahead or falling behind here, but this is another one for the opposite reason, where you really want to take a look at this contributing.md file.
Okay, let's have a look. Nice.
This is fantastic.
This is, yeah. Wow. I need to definitely make some improvements to our contributing file now.
Yeah, I thought my standard template was solid, but this is fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, let's say that right. Great contributing MD. Is it contributing or contribution? Contributing MD file. Thumbs up. Nice. Yeah, that's really good. Well spotted. And if we go to Insights and go to the Community tab, they've got all the ticks, which is great.
You know me, I'm a sucker for documentation.
Well, documentation is so important. It's always what's neglected as well. I know that I do this, and a lot of other places do when they interview people. They also ask them to do the documentation as well as some code and as well as some tests, because you'll see. And what I really love doing, and I think some places do this as well, is they try and give you a task that might take, say, like, I don't know, say like 1 hour, for example. Sorry, no, tell a lie. They give you 1 hour to do a task, but the task will take 2 hours. And the whole purpose is you cannot finish the task in the interview. That's the whole goal of it. But they want to see where people prioritize their time. Most people will spend loads of time or all the time writing code, and don't do tests, don't do documentations. And what they want to see is that you probably only write 20% of the required code needed, but then you also write 20% of the required documentation and 20% of the required tests. So it's just like rather than having 10 features and no tests, no documentation, obviously it's not 10, I'm just using this as an example, you get kind of 5 features, but it's fully tested and fully documented. Obviously not in the interview process, but as an example, in a real world example, when people say, oh, cut corners, don't do tests, then you say, well, no, I'd rather give you half as many features, but they're bulletproof and they're really good. So yeah, documentation is so important, really so important. Why have underscore test folder? Is this naming special? Looks like Python standard? Question mark. And then we had Nitesh talk about tags. Suggest. And see, I didn't capitalize the W. Really important to do that. Like, be consistent. Potential clients, potential employers, and so on are going to see your issues and your code changes. So before you do a commit, make sure that you're only committing what you want, not extra blank lines or extra private files. Although you can, kind of reset your tokens and make more commits to that pull request. Again, you need it to look professional, and just to have that extra 10% will help you stand out so much more. I forgot what I was going to write now. Suggest, taking a tag release. And again, everyone, you can raise issues for these suggestions on the project. Thanks for someone suggested copying in the link, and I did that, so thank you so much, whoever that was. Shivam, thank you so much. See, again, everyone's adding value. So now I'm going to remember that name, Shivam. So when I see it, and the profile picture, when I see it on Twitter or Discord, I'm going to think, oh, that person gave a good suggestion, share the link, and I didn't share it. So keep doing that. Definitely adds value. Oh, and Layal has also asked too. Maybe I didn't share it. Maybe that was a different project.
It's okay, I dropped it.
Oh, you did? I dropped it as well. Thanks, Nick. You're so fast. That's awesome. And Alan is right. And actually, I did a video on this a long time ago, documentation-driven development. And some clients ask for that. Some say, right, we're going to write documentation first. And it's quite high level. It's not massively detailed. And then you kind of write your tests, write your code, and add more documentation as you go. So yeah, it's something that I've been talking about for a while, but it's great to see other people are thinking the same as well. Awesome. This is I'm just so energized by all of you in the stream. So thank you all so much. And don't forget, you can join on Radio Eddie if you have the Team Eddie role. And we have Alex on here as well at the moment, and I've been talking so much, poor Alex hasn't had a chance to speak.
It's okay. People are here to listen to you and getting your reviews.
They always, I talk too much. They hear me all the time. They're like, oh, we're bored of Eddie, he talks too much. Nice to see that. I think this was on 70 when we started on this project. It's now on 73. So I love that. People are already supporting other people in the community. And again, when you start a project, it's other people can discover you from the project. And other people can discover you from our organization. So don't forget, you can join our organization. I want to beat Nick to it. I'm going to share a link to our GitHub org, which you all can join as well just by raising an issue. There we go. I beat Nick to it, so that's good. Right, back to this. So what else did we say? So the contributing file was great. We suggested that the test folder, the naming's a bit odd. Suggested taking a tag and a release. What else? I think it's pretty good. They had issues, they had labels, they had pull requests. I think it looks good. Project boards. Yeah. I think it looks good. Okay, we'll move on to the next one so we can cover some more people. So let me just share the link to the live stream in this as well. Let's have a look. There we go, and we'll close it and we'll go on to the next one. What have we got next? We have Mitch. Hi Mitch, are you in the chat? Say hi. And we've got two projects. I think one's the website for it. Let's look at the project, right? We're enjoying projects, I think, at the moment. And there's already been some feedback, which I think is excellent. So let's look at this. So what do you all see? Write in the chat what you think about this. I do see some tags and some releases. Yes. Well done, Mitch. That is awesome. Really, really good. And I'll catch up with the chat while you're all having a think. I'm going to share a link before you all ask me. I remembered for once. So let's have a look. Got more people joining. It's awesome. So is this an ideal repo? I don't really have an open source project, but could it be used as a reference for the future? I'm trying to use my Stargate project as a reference for the future, and that's why I love reviewing other people's projects. I learn so much from them. For example, table of contents, a great contributing file. I'm trying to make that Stargate project of mine better, but use other people's, use everybody's. Like it's open source projects are like kind of, when I say to people, don't get one mentor, get loads of mentors and get, like, everyone is your mentor. You can learn from everybody and get their feedback and opinion, and you take what you want. Same with open source projects. Do have a look on lots of open source projects and take bits that you like. And that's what I'm doing here as well. And that's why I'm asking you all to get your green squares by raising issues on the Stargate project. So later on tomorrow, I can go and make those improvements, or you can go and make those improvements, and that project can be better. So I'm really trying to use that as an example project for all my future projects as well. And you're all welcome to use that too. And most of the GitHub actions, you can kind of copy and paste as well. But if they need more information, let us know. So if you copy and paste a GitHub action, like for example, the changelog, it won't work if your commit history isn't following that standard. Maybe I need to document that better on that repo so people can use that repo as an example. But I need to say, well, if you want to use this action, don't forget your commits must follow this standard, stuff like that. So do raise an issue, and I'll keep improving with your help the Stargate project, and we'll make it better. Yeah, lots of people in the chat saying hi. Welcome all. Hopefully you've all got your green squares for today. If not, we're going to help you get your green squares. So let's have a look.
I got lots to say about this one.
Okay, let's start with some positives first. It's got a description, right? That's positive.
It's got tags. It's got a release.
Yeah, that's good too. Okay, what else have you got, Nick?
Documentation. The Insights community tab is disappointing. We're missing 4 green check marks, but also, so this is a JavaScript project, but it's got a source directory with a JavaScript file, and it's got a build directory with a JavaScript file that looks like compiled TypeScript. Like it looks like, or maybe it's Babel compiled. And so they've got the npm ignore because this is a package that they publish, and they ignore their source code, which is good. That's the best practice for I don't want to download the source code. I want to download the code that runs when I download an npm package. But I would also add the build directory to the git ignore.
Yep, perfect. I added that to the feedback. Awesome. And everyone remember, you can raise an issue for each of these items so that you can get your green squares. Okay, I think you said, did I miss a third item? So the contributing section in the Insights tab, Community tab, the build directory shouldn't be committed, should be ignored. I don't think I missed anything else, did I? No. Okay, so looks good. You have releases reviewed on live stream. Here are some feedback from the Eddie Hub community. Okay, got 2. Anything else? Nick, Alex, anyone in the chat? Don't forget, you can give your suggestions and feedback in the chat. Let's have a look. Query methods. I mean, the documentation it's got some stuff. I would probably have a bit of explanation around it of like how to use it maybe and what file names they should be. Like, give some suggestions. I think if people sometimes don't know what to call file names, so what should this be? Index.js, TS, etc. So maybe suggesting something like that with code examples. We suggest adding file name examples. Makes it just easier for everybody. Let's have a look. Oh, did I share a link to this repo? Maybe I didn't. I can't remember.
You did.
I did? Oh, yes. See.
Yep.
Community effort, community collaboration. Love that. Thank you very much, Alex. That saves me spamming it into the chat. Thank you. What else have we got? How are the issues looking? Someone's already raised code of conduct, and there was that just now. Let's have a look. 3 minutes ago. Yes. Awesome. Well done, everyone. Nice. You got your green squares. Well done. Code of conduct missing. Contributor file message. Should we have a quick peek and see?
I see there are 2 months of inactivity.
True. So
project.
yeah. So we can raise that question. I just realized I've been writing this behind my head. Sorry, everybody. Maybe someone wrote that in the chat and I didn't realize. Let's have a look. No activity for 2 months. Is the project still active? There we go. Yeah, awesome. Okay, I want to try and race through if we haven't got much else on that. So we can try and look at some other projects as well. I don't think there's been any pull requests. No pull requests, but some might be coming soon, hopefully. Right, let me close that one and we can move on to the next one. Let's have a look. Refresh. We're on to Ankush, and Ankush, we know Ankush is around in lots of communities. Oh, that was their profile. Let's review their portfolio. Lots of feedback already as well, so we will be reviewing like the latest updates. I've just copied and pasted that. Let me delete that.
Hey Eddie, the contributor for that project we were just looking at is in our live stream chat, by the way. Not our Radio Eddie, but in the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Oh, Miko.
Yes.
Miko, is that pronounced correctly? Awesome. Great to have you here. It's awesome to review someone's project and have them in the chat as well. Or, you know, if you don't have to join on Radio Eddie if you don't want to, but have you in the chat, that's awesome. Your first NPM package, congratulations. It's always fun doing something like that. And the project was really good. I don't know if you saw, I've closed it now, but where is it? It will be older now. I've lost it. Maybe I can get it in my history. Yeah, here we go. But you have releases, and we really like that. That was really good, and maybe you have to do that because of NPM. I'm trying to remember now. You probably do. I think that's really good. And we've given you some feedback and suggestions. I hope it's useful, but really well done. Look forward to seeing how it goes. On NPM, how many times has it been downloaded? Shall we? Can we see that? We'll have to go to NPM directly. Maybe a link. There's another bit of feedback there. Maybe a link to the NPM package in the README would be quite good. So if someone could raise that as an issue, nice. Great to see that people are raising our suggestions as issues. I love that. Hopefully, where is it? I've lost my place in the chat. But hopefully that is helpful for you. Awesome. And if you want, sorry, go on, Nick.
It's getting about it looks like 10 to 12 downloads on average a week.
Awesome, that's really good, and that's how it starts.
That's
I think
really
that's
good.
Great. Yeah, really nice. And if you want to get your own back, you can get your own back as me. I'm gonna share a link. I don't know how long you've been here for, so I'll share a link in the chat, and you can review my project, raise some issues to get your green squares, and get your own back at me as well. But awesome to have you here, and thank you so much for submitting it. But I refreshed this page, the issue list. No one has created link to the npm package, so if someone can raise an issue for that, so none of us forget, that would be awesome. It would be great. Everyone, don't forget, give the video a thumbs up. We're this is one of like this stream is really active. The chat's really going. I probably missed so much, so I really I apologize for missing stuff in the chat. And I've just seen a neon, hopefully I pronounced that right. It says tests. Yes, that's another one. It's especially for an npm package that's being used on other projects. You really want tests, because when you write tests for your project, you don't test the npm packages because you trust that they've been tested already. So that would be good. So if someone can raise another issue, so I'm hoping to see two. I can raise it. Do you want me to raise it? Don't be scared. I can raise it. Suggest having tests on the project. Just simple, simple like that. Shall I hit enter? I've already got green squares today, but you know what? I'll get one more. If none of you want it, I'm giving you green squares. We're giving you green squares, but you don't want it. That's okay. And what was the other issue idea we had? It was, oh yeah, link to the npm. Is anyone going to create that in the chat? Can we get a badge that says seen on Eddie TV? That's so true. But Eddie TV is my other YouTube channel. Yeah, maybe something like that would be quite fun, actually. Yes, we've got lots of creative people in our community. Maybe we can bounce some ideas around and see what we can do. But I have this really good idea. I like that. I love that. Thank you so much. Having an issue from Eddie on your repo. I love contributing to people's repos, so I love creating issues and pull requests and all sorts. But I want to give other people a chance to get the green squares. And talking about the link to the npm package, it would be good to probably put it in the README as well as in the settings of the project, so it can appear under the description. Right, okay, let's get back to where we were. This is Ankush's project. I love the typing effect. I really, really do. It's a one-page website. I think that looks really good. Let's have a look at the project. Got a link to it. Great. My portfolio repo. See, I think more use could be made out of this. Like, you could add your bio, because it's your portfolio project. I think you could add a bio to this, and then just give people more of a chance of discovering what you do. So I think you take advantage of that real estate that you've got. I think it just again helps you stand out.
Is this? I'm looking at the live website here. Is this a template? Because I've seen a couple other profiles that look like this. This must be a template.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've seen. There was another profile I saw that looked exactly like this and had the same hover card bug.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with using a template. I use templates all the time.
Yeah, templates are great, but I think if you're using a template, and let me look at the README here, because it could be that they're ahead of me. But if you're using a template, I think you should include a link to the template, one, so that you're providing credit to the to the source, and two, so that someone who looks at your profile and says, "Hey, this looks really cool," can look at your code and see in the README, oh, they used the template. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's always good to give credit and to be honest. Maybe it was just overlooked and not thought about. Yeah, it depends on how I suppose they took the template. Did they take this to code? Did they take the README and remove stuff out of it? But you're right. I think it's always good to do that. And I think having that transparency is really important. I always like to, I interview people, I always like to ask them a question I know they don't know the answer to, like a really obscure one, and I want to see if they try and come up with some I just hit my hand on a light that's over there. The light, I don't know if you can see it. Oh no, it's just out of shot, but there's like a light there. I bashed my hand on it. I'm okay though. Thanks for asking, everyone. So yeah, I always like to ask a really hard question in an interview, and I want to see if they come up with a BS like answer, or if they just say, look, I don't know. And because for me, time is so important. I don't want someone to kind of, give me a BS answer. I'd rather say, look, I don't know. Can you show me? Or can you say, I don't know, can you share a link to some docs on it? I'm like, yeah, sure. No
Or how
problem.
about, I don't know, but this is how I'd go about finding it.
Exactly. Sound effect for that. Definitely. Victory sound. Getting some awesome tips here as well. That's great. Okay, let me think. Bio in the repo could contain more info about you. Like one sentence. Okay. Is a template used? Suggest including info plus a link to template project. If yes. There's releases, which is great. I think that's really, really good. Looks good. Using releases too. I think that's really good. I don't know. I love releases now. I really, really do. Especially that they're automated. Like for me, it's just one thing I don't have to worry about. So I just think that's so, so important. I love that. Environments, GitHub pages. It's got screenshots, which I think is good. I think maybe animated GIF might be a bit nicer. And again, that's how you can contribute. Did I share this in the chat? I probably didn't. Let me just share it in the chat so I can be consistent. Oh, Miko, you're loving the community. Awesome. I'm gonna bring that up on screen. I think that's just awesome. Where is it? Can I find it? Let me see. And then Nick's written an awesome reply back. So this should work. Let me see. Sound effect. Oh no, I did the wrong sound effect. That was the failure sound effect. It should be a level up sound effect. There we go. Sorry everyone. I'll give you a second one to be positive. That's awesome. But I'm just behind here. But awesome to have you part of our community. Yeah, our community is so welcoming. And I think it's just awesome. I love every day waking up to seeing the collaborative conversations that people have in the chat. I think it's just epic. By the way, everyone, don't forget, give the video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. Okay, what else have we got? Obviously, subscribe if you haven't already. And I do have a second YouTube channel for you to check out for 1 minute or less of vertical videos on tips and tricks. And I've got an idea, actually. Just a quick side note. Bear with me for like 20 seconds. On my second YouTube channel with tips and tricks, I'm actually thinking of maybe getting other people to do 1 minute or less video clips. Like, you don't have to be in it, just like voiceovers. But I know some people might have amazing tips to share, but might not know how to do the video editing and all the rest. So my second idea, so plan one is to have people make videos and I post it on there. My second idea is maybe people could write, I don't know, an issue on one of my repos, and I could make a video sharing their tip and giving them credit. I don't know, just some ideas. Just all of you have a think about it. Let me know what you think in the chat now or later. But I'd love to give more of our amazing community a shout out and share some of your knowledge. So yeah, just what I've been thinking about really.
Hey, I think those are both great ideas, and I'm going to go create a GitHub discussion on our support repo so we can keep all the responses together.
Awesome. And can you share that in the chat as well, because that would be epic.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see people's thoughts on that, because I'd love that, because someone could write, you know, how to create a Hello World React project, for example. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. And I could follow that on a video in like 3 minutes and then chop it down to a 1 minute video and post it on YouTube and give that person credit at the end of the video, and also in the description put a link to their GitHub profile page or something like that. So that way we're sharing their knowledge, and that way you know, giving them credit as well, and so people can discover them, they can grow their network as well. So that's just some of my ideas. But it's in beta at the moment, so if people can think of, you know, not just ideas of what we can share, but ideas on how we can do that to make it really efficient, because time is really precious. And so yeah, something like that I think would be good. Let me see, what have I missed in the chat? I've been so bad in the chat. Nick, 0 green squares were harmed in the making of this production. Yes, that's so true. Hopefully I haven't. One Eddie was hurt in this production. It's true. It's like, no one clipped that though for socials. That was really embarrassing. I'm gonna fire that light afterwards. I'm just reading up through the chat. Polkit, thanks so much for sharing that it's a bootstrap template. And your question is, where do I get these sound effects from? I think YouTube Audio has free sound effects that you can use, so I think a lot of them come from there. And I also have a paid subscription to Envato, which allows me for assets and so forth that I can use as well. Issue sound was good. It was a positive one for your comment though. It was a positive one. I accidentally on my Stream Deck. I don't know if you can all see. Yeah, down here, if you can like look down here, I pressed the wrong button. So apologies for that. Let's have a look. Okay. And remember, my memory's terrible. So any ideas, raise it in a discussion, raise it in an issue, and I will get to it. I've got a lot of GitHub notifications to go through. Right, back to this project. So I think we've mentioned a few things. It sounds positive. Releases, really happy about it. Bio could be better used. If there's a template, give credit. I don't know what well-known PK validation is. That must be something to do with SSL. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we can suggest using commit convention, but again, it's not the end of the world if people don't want to use that. A lot of people might not be aware of it. I would suggest probably using issues though. That's really important for people to use issues, even if it's your own project, because it shows other people in the community. It shows potential people who are going to hire you or work with you, how you manage and how you think. So I would definitely recommend to use issues. Recommend using issues. Okay, I'm going to hit close on that one and we can move on to the next one. How are we doing on time? We're going for like an hour and 15 minutes. Hope you're all having fun because I am having so much fun. And we have not cleared this page, but I think a few more have appeared on the previous page, which has bumped all of these down. Yes, because we started at 31. I've closed like 4 and we've still got 31. But maybe here is a good place to end. What do you all think? It is Monday. I want you to have a good work-life balance. And I want to just say I've just enjoyed so much geeking out with you all. It's just epic. Don't forget you can join our Discord so we can chat between live streams and videos. It's a super inclusive community. We do have a bot that will give you a warning if you don't use inclusive language. And, it's just a suggestion. So please update your comments. And we have amazing people here. Big shout out to Nick and Alex who have joined me on Radio Eddy. And a shout out to all of you in the community who've been chatting in the chat. I mean, it's just been epic. The chat is still going strong. I love that. And Nick and Alex, anything else you'd like to add?
No, other than I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep getting those green squares and keep collaborating.
Yeah, collaboration first, code second. Alex, anything you'd like to add?
A green square a day keeps Eddie away. So everyone get your green squares and Nick, please share green squares with Alex. Not.
On that note, actually, Alex is right. We do share green squares in our first time issues channel on Discord, where we encourage all of you to get your green squares. So there are simple ways for you to get started, because it's getting started is the hardest part. But once you get into that flow, you'll realize how awesome and how straightforward it is. It's not as scary as you think. So a big shout out to Nick and Alex right in the chat. Thank you, Nick and Alex. And yeah, it was really awesome to geek out with you. Really looking forward to posting my video on Wednesday and geeking out with you on a live stream on Friday as well. And next Monday, I have a guest on a live stream. I have Kushi, who is going to be interviewing me on freelancing on a live stream. So get your questions ready. Kushi already has a list of questions, and I'm really keen to get loads of people having side projects. Paid or unpaid is entirely up to you, but I think it's a great way to learn to move on from tutorials and so forth, is to have actual real side projects. Loving all the positive feedback in the chat. You all rock. You're all awesome. And don't forget, actually, let me share my second YouTube channel with you, so you can all catch these 1 minute videos. So there is a link here. It's called Eddie Jowd TV. I couldn't think of a better name. But I've got 5 or 6 1 minute or less videos, and yeah, I'm really keen to get all your ideas on there too. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Going to be great.
I think you should have called it Eddie Falls from Chairs.
There's only one video. That's my worst video, that I fall from a chair. Where is it? Bloopers 71. That's like my worst video. I thought it would be the best, but yeah, falling off a chair. It's this spinny chair that I've got at the moment. And yeah, I fell off it and no one seemed interested. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll do well in the future. Oh, and Alex, you brought up a good point. Thank you. On my notes here, where is it? I don't know if you can read this. Is that legible? It's on manual focus. I'll put it here. And my handwriting, even if it was focused, my handwriting's terrible. But Alex brings up a good point in the chat. Nick to be the next GitHub star. I've got a note here that says nominate Nick as a GitHub star. So that is on my list of things to do. So Alex, thank you very much for reminding me, and I agree. And everyone else, nominate Alex as well. Nominate Nick as well. So yeah, great point.
No.
Awesome. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, come on. Sound effect for that, definitely yes. Drum roll. I'm gonna do a drum roll sound effect, and everyone write yes in the chat. Let's go. Drum roll sound effect. I don't know when it finishes. I'm looking at the bars at the top. It's gonna finish about now. Right, yes in the chat. Nick for GitHub star, definitely. Awesome. I love that. Okay, everyone, let's have a great Monday, and I will catch you all soon. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Take care.